So Denise, how do you feel about the wind here at Bere Point?
Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, we're Steve and Denise of Vanlife Midlife Rocks. We've road tripped across North America in our customized Roadtrek Campervan, exploring Canada and the US. We would love to bring you along on our upcoming adventures and discovery of exciting new places. Ooh, it's dark in here. So we've arrived at the entrance to Bere Point campground. We've been driving along a noisy gravel road for a few kilometers.
Whoa, that was a nasty one.
We're here.
Okay, I gotta slow down a little bit here.
Ooh, it looks windy.
Yeah. Welcome to Malcolm Island. The summer is over.
Yeah. Guess we should check in.
Yeah. Hi, Sue. Well, I apologize in advance for the audio that's going to be just horrific on this little clip, but we are at Bere Point on Malcolm Island, and we are enjoying a real, honest-to-goodness West Coast experience. The wind picked up in the middle of the night, and it hasn't stopped. We are loving it. I love this kind of weather. I love this wind. I'm glad it's not raining, but it is pretty stormy here, and I think it's pretty cool. Welcome to our living room window. Denise is curled up in the corner there. Cozy warm with a toque and 4 layers.
It's only 2 layers. This toque looks pretty goofy, but you kind of need it here. I was blessed a couple years back to witness a pod of orcas come up to the shore and rub their bellies on the pebbles. It's something that they're known to do here, but it's amazing if you get to experience it. We know people that have been coming here for years and they've never seen it, or maybe once. So you have to be patient, you have to watch the shoreline, and if you see those dorsal fins parallel the shore, they may turn and head towards the shore. And that's what happened for me. So definitely try, be patient, and good luck. So we're gonna walk the beautiful Bay Trail, and it takes you down to the beach where the whales sometimes come to rub on the pebbles. And here's a sign for the trail. I think it's kind of neat that a lot of the references here are in Finnish because of the history with the Finnish settlers about 100 years ago or so. But Puoli Valley, which means halfway along the journey in Finnish, is the canyon halfway between these 2 points, Bere Point to Malcolm Point. I don't think we're going to make it that far, but I always find this kind of neat.
So the trail we just came down leads from the campsite at Bere Point to this viewing platform, and from the viewing platform you can take a trail Very quick trail right down to the beach.
And the thing is, it's easy enough to...
So that was it. Just a very few steps from the platform to the beach. And this is the exact spot where the orcas come in to rub their bellies on the pebbly shoal that is hidden just below the water line there. I know that Denise has shared her experience with seeing the orcas here last year. And you might be asking yourself, well, if Denise saw them, how come you didn't? Well, here's my sad story. I decided that day that I was going to go for a walk in the forest to photograph banana slugs. And while I was away photographing those exciting creatures, that's when the whales decided to come in and rub their bellies on the rocky shoal behind me here. And so while I'm very happy for everybody that got to experience the whales that day, including Denise, I'm sad for myself that I didn't get that opportunity. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe they'll arrive today. We're going to hang out here for a bit and wait.
These shoes crack me up, but you know, it does remind me to tell you to bring a pair of running shoes you don't care about, because the trail down to this beach is always muddy year round. Doesn't matter. It's in the shade, and don't bring your good shoes. Even if you don't see whales, it's still worth the walk coming down here because it's a really peaceful place to hang out.
Says she who has seen the killer whales. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did see sea lions today. That was pretty cool.
In fact, yesterday I was here and I actually got a tiny bit of footage of a sea lion who was, I think he was trying to catch a seabird that were on the water here, and he didn't get one, but they were quicker than he was. So I'm standing on the rocky shoal that when the tide is up, that the killer whales come in here to rub their bellies on. We're here for 3 nights and we're at a different campsite for each of those nights. And this is the campsite that we're supposed to be heading to today. It's 12A. It's a little bit more protected from the wind, but I don't know, not much. Well, all good things must come to an end. The time has come where we have to leave campsite 10 at Bere Point. But the good news is we're going to campsite E, which is even better than this campsite.
Yay!
It's right on the water, so if we thought it was windy here on the protected side, wait until we get set up right on the water. So here we are. We moved down the road from campsite 10 to campsite E, which apparently stands for even windier and stormier. We're on the water side now, and the waves are just crashing in from Queen Charlotte Strait. Lots of whitecaps out there, and my guess is we're not doing any kayaking today. Look at this impressive structure. It's very, very solid, and right here, carved into this plank, it says built by Cole, Noah, and Braden. Good job, guys.
This is a great place to leave our rock, which I painted, and it says visit VanlifeMidlifeRocks.com on the back.
So Denise paints all those rocks by hand, and we leave one at every campsite that we visit. We tuck it away in a kind of not so obvious spot, and our hopes is that somebody will find it and that they will reach out to us at VanlifeMidlifeRocks.com. So far, I think we've left 15 rocks and nobody has sent us an email. But we're hopeful. It's kind of like our own little message in a bottle that we're sending out to the world. And you can see that there's some other rocks here that other people have left. And oh, what? There's some message on that one. What does that say?
It says, "Turn me over." All right, I'll do that. It says, "You just took orders from a rock."
You just what?
Took orders from a rock.
You just took orders from a rock.
Yes, I did.
Suckers.
I love it. Good morning. I burnt the oats. I burnt the oats because I was out looking towards the ocean for the whales that were giving us a nice little show today. But check out the mess that I left behind here in the kitchen. See, we're not always photo worthy. I ate it anyway. Now, since we've been here, we've had wild and wonderful weather, from the epic storm when we first arrived to the gorgeous sunshine yesterday and rain last night. We've got our camp chairs drying on the picnic table, and our tablecloth is out there drying as well. There's also been a lot of activity out on the ocean since we've been here. The first day we saw a pod of orcas, also known as killer whales, and we were super hopeful that they would come up to the beach and rub, which they sometimes do. They didn't, but it was still very exciting to see. And this morning we've been watching a gray whale surface and blow. It looks like he's feeding. There have been sea lions, seals, and otters. Now, this is not an excuse, but I have to say we've been distracted, and I'm going to take this opportunity now before we leave to show you a bit of this campsite. There are 30 campsites here, several of them along the ocean. There are some shelters with barbecue and picnic areas for common use. Look at this little shelter that is available if you're in this site. And probably the prettiest driftwood wall I think I've ever seen. How would you like to wake up to that? The price you pay for all this beauty is the fact that it's rustic. So there are pit toilets, no showers, no hookup, no playground. The ocean should be enough of a playground. This is Site 10, where we were for the first night. Now, it's not right on the ocean. It's a short road in between it, but gorgeous ocean view. The non-ocean sites are lovely too. They're very private and protected from the storms that blast through this area. Let me see if I can show you. Here's one that nobody's in right now. Site number 21. Nice and level. Look how private that is. This is where our camp host lives, and there's a little information area where you can get insight into the whales. Let's see what's in here. There's also a lending library and some games to borrow. A bulletin board and firewood for purchase when there isn't a fire ban. So thanks so much for joining us on our trip to Malcolm Island, Sointula, and Bere Point campground. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed showing it to you. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.